This past week, the U.S. Senate approved a more than $900 billion defense budget. Part of that spending plan, maintaining the country's nuclear arsenal. That falls to U.S. Stratcom, headquartered at Offutt Air Force Base. There's a new commander there, and he sat down for an exclusive one-on-one interview with KETV Newswatch 7's Rob McCartney.
It's an adventure, then it becomes a career, then it becomes a way of life.
And that way of life lands Navy Admiral Richard Correll in a new job, overseeing the country's nuclear arsenal as commander of United States Strategic Command.
This is a styrofoam cup that went down on one of our country's deep submergence vehicles.
The former submariner granted KETV Newswatch 7 access inside Stratcom's nuclear command and control facility, showing us his office.
So that styrofoam cup was a normal size coffee cup, and it went in what's referred to as the Puerto Rico Trench there. And that's what the styrofoam cup looked like when it came back up.
Admiral Correll knows there is a lot of pressure on the U.S. right now, with increased nuclear activity by Russia and China.
We need to be in a position to continue to deter both of those strategic competitors, and we do that through strength, readiness, and you'll hear the term safe, secure, effective, and credible.
To keep that credible deterrence, Correll says the arsenal needs to be modernized.
Since 1961, our missiles have been ready. So for 64 plus years, you've had a capability that is always ready. And we are modernizing that capability across all three legs.
Those legs of our nuclear arsenal being land, sea, and air. On the land, the Minuteman intercontinental ballistic missiles transitioning to the Sentinel system. In the sea, Ohio-class submarines transitioning to Columbia-class subs. And in the air, B-1 and B-2 bombers being phased out to make room for the new B-21 Raider. B-52s made in 1961 will still fly, but they're being updated.
All three legs are past their design life, but the great engineering that went into those capabilities continue to sustain those capabilities.
They're always updating nuclear command and control. This all comes with a significant cost. For example, each B-21 is estimated to run about $750 million, and the military wants at least 100 of them. And that's only part of the $901 billion National Defense Authorization Act just passed last week. And the Admiral says the nuclear deterrent alone is a solid investment in national security.
The cost is approximately 5%, depending on how you do the math, of the overall budget, and that's the ultimate insurance policy for our nation.
Protecting his people could be a concern. A recent Defense Health Agency report shows a 40% increase in mental health challenges for military personnel. And Correll says he wants Stratcom to have the tools available to address mental health issues that may come up.
So it's really important when an individual comes to this command that they understand how they fit into the team and how important they are to the team.
Now, over the years, I've asked Correll's predecessors in that job, knowing all the potential nuclear threats to the country, how can they sleep? Each credits the men and women of U.S. Stratcom. Here's Admiral Correll's answer.
I sleep really well. The way I would phrase it for you is, I'd much rather play our hand than any other hand that's available out there. We have incredible people, but we have incredible capabilities, and our capabilities work.
And that's a message the military hopes the rest of the world receives. Reporting from U.S. Strategic Command, I'm Rob McCartney, KETV Newswatch 7.